Have a very wonderful evening, everyone. I hope that you can hear me. I hope that you were able to watch the short intro I've put together. I'm gonna switch on my camera now. I hope everybody can see me. Is everything working fine? Please just let me know in the chat. It's my very first live stream here on YouTube. I'm still trying to figure out some things, but I think we're good to go now. In case you can hear my voice, please just send me a thumbs up. We'll be very happy to see that. And yeah, perfect. Have a very warm welcome. And of course, a happy new year. I hope that everyone had a good start into the new year and that you are enjoying good health, that you could spend some time with your families or with yourself, reading some books, and that everything is going as you wish to. So, I had the idea that we could start this year with a live stream to talk about Murakami. And this one won't be a one-man show or such. We will create the show together, so you are gladly invited to take part through live chat, even through video. I can offer you to talk with Discord or Skype. In case we don't have that huge audience, I have prepared some subjects to talk about, so I hope I won't bore you too much. But for now, please let me know where you guys are from. I'm really stoked to find out from which corner of the world you are talking to me. So just use the live chat and let me know which country or city you are from. I'm talking to you from Germany, from the beautiful city of Gütersloh. If you have watched my last video, you have seen the public library we have over here. And yeah, this is in the western part of Germany, so not too far away from Dortmund. Maybe you guys know Dortmund, which is the home of a very big football club, Borussia Dortmund. And yeah, the former coach was Jürgen Klopp, the current coach of Liverpool. But that's only for you to know where I am talking from to you. So we have people from Sweden. Hello. Köln, Siegburg, wunderschönen guten Abend. Who else do we got here? From Azerbaijan, but you live in Hungary now. Okay. Warm welcome to you. Nürnberg. Looks like we have a lot of people from Deutschland. Herzlich willkommen. Of course, we will hold the stream on English, but yeah, I couldn't help to talk a little bit German to you. What else do we got? Some days ago, I received one Q84 as a present. I am a die-hard Murakami fan, so I'm really excited. I hope you will like it. I read it last year for the first time. It is a huge story with 1,500 pages. I sucked it in, I think, within 4 weeks or something. But I really loved it. It has some weaknesses, but overall it is a great story and a typical Murakami. Hello from Kurdistan, Iraq. Hello. And then we have one from Greece. Kalispera, is this right? Thank you. I didn't expect so many people here. Thank you very much for taking time to hop on the chat here, because I'm employed myself and I really appreciate the free time I have in the evenings. So thank you for sharing your free time with me. Before we go on, let me tell you a little bit what I am currently reading. That's the current status: Hardboiled Wonderland and The End of the World. And I have my difficulties with this book. I got some issues with this book. I started this one back in July last year. And normally, I'm a fast reader. I used to finish a Murakami in 2 or 3 weeks. But I had a very heavy start with this one, even if it's written quite easily. And it's his typical style. I don't know what the problem with this one was. It is not anymore. I'm really into it right now, so I got only 120 pages left. I think I will have it finished by this weekend or beginning of next week, the latest. But I had my issues with it. I don't know why. Maybe it is the fact vaguely. I don't know. Did you read it? Let me know what you think of Hardboiled Wonderland. I enjoy it right now, so I'm right now at the point where I can put this book aside, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. What else do we have here? I've been reading Murakami for 12 years now, and he's my most favorite writer. And I can share my history, how I started to read him. Of course, let's talk about it in a few minutes, dear Ibrahim. I'm really happy to find out how you discovered Murakami and what you like most of him. And then we have another comment. I'm reading Kafka on the Shore. It's my third time with this book. Every time it is more interesting than previous. Yes, definitely. So Kafka on the Shore is my most favorite one. And every time you read it, you discover something new. It is like watching a very long movie, and every time you rewatch it, you discover something special. And Kafka on the Shore is something really special. Wonderland is great, and Ibrahim has read it as well. Yeah, I can share it. I don't know what the problem was during the first 150, 200 pages. I'm enjoying it right now. Once finished, you can expect my review on it. It is a good book, no question. It opens a gate to another world, and it also has these riddles, but also a lot of metaphors. I enjoy it so far, so I can definitely share your opinions. I have also some new buys I can show you right now. I bought 2 new books. The first one, it is a shame that I haven't read it yet. It is this one. Maybe you can understand the title. This is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. And this is already the 2nd issue in Germany. So the first one was much shorter. It had only 600 pages because it has been translated from the English version to German and not from Japanese directly. And this time, The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle is available in its full version in Germany. It has now around 1,000 pages and is definitely the one I need to read because I'm really stoked about it. And this one will be started, I think, in 2 weeks. And I would like to do a special video on it, so because I've seen that it has a huge influence on all Harukis over the world. Everyone is telling me that I have to read it. So this one will be a huge subject on this channel. And I'm thinking of making a mix, maybe short movie review essay mix mashup. So yeah, I'll let you know how I liked it. Today I listened to the audio version of Abandoning a Cat, Memories of My Father. How did you like it? Again on long summer holiday. Yeah, it has definitely the size for a long summer holiday. Of course. Okay, let me show you what is on the schedule next. This one over here, it is a short story collection. Blind Willow, Sleeping Woman. And I bought this for a good reason, because maybe you have seen that there is a movie coming. It is an animated movie, which is launching in cinemas this year. And if you haven't seen the trailer, if you haven't watched the trailer, we can do it together right now. Because I have a very special announcement for you. But first, let's watch the trailer together. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a second. So, Blind Willow, Sleeping Woman. There we go. Please let me know. Let me just drop down my screen. Just a second, I'm going to set up Chrome right now. I'm so upset not being able to show my Murakami collection that is in Baku. Such a pity, I would love to see it. So please share it next time you are there. It would be great to see it. I'm having a little issue. Okay, I think now you can see the screen. There we go. Let me put on my headset, and then we are ready to watch the trailer.
I would like to grant you a wish.
Wish?
Tokyo Times! Death toll rises to 10,000!
And she just watches TV.
She hasn't said a word since the earthquake. Kyoko, it's as though I don't exist.
It is your duty to get me results by next week. Is that clear enough?
If she had a lover, she wouldn't stay at home watching buildings crumble all night long.
Right.
Call me Frog.
I'm never coming back.
I don't know, why don't you, take a short trip or something?
What's the most painful thing that's ever happened to you?
Living with you
I
was like living with a chunk of air.
can't remember.
What are you doing here? I'm here to save Tokyo from devastation.
When was the last time you had sex with your wife? Tomorrow there could be an earthquake.
You wish for it. You can never be anything but yourself. Living with you is like living with a chunk of air.
So, that's the trailer. Looks pretty cool. And I think when I watched it the first time, I had this typical Murakami vibe. And if you watch closely on the screen, I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm going to mark this name over here. Pierre Völdes. So Pierre is the director of this movie. He's a movie maker, he's a filmmaker, and also a musician, I think. And I'm very happy to announce that Pierre and I have found a date for an interview. So we can ask him as many questions as we want. So we're going to talk about this movie, about this project. And it will be aired at the end of February, I think. So we will have our talk in around 4 weeks. And before I will have it, I'll let you know on YouTube, also on Instagram. So you can send me your questions you would like to ask him. And we will have a short round with fan questions. So you're not going to miss it. I'm going to let you know. The best way to stay in touch with me is always through YouTube by subscribing to the channel and also on Instagram. So let me know what you think about the trailer and if you have read Blind Willow, Sleeping Woman and what your favorite story of this book is. Really interested to find this out. Oh, that's a pity. It hasn't been translated into Greek? Maybe you got the possibility to buy the electronic version through Kindle, or so you can read it on your tablet or something. Yeah, we definitely need to catch up on this book, because I think the movie will appeal quite different if you read the stories again, because I remember them very vaguely, and therefore I bought the book again, because the first time I read it, I got it from a library and had to bring it back. Yeah, same here. The problem with short story is that, with short stories in general, is that they don't stuck into your mind for a long time. Oh, that's interesting. So you have translated this yourself? In Sweden, all Murakami books are available on the public libraries. Yeah, all public library has most of the books as well. They even have the... Yes, definitely a joy. It's like an escape from reality you can have with Murakami. Okay, got it. Same for me. I tried ebooks for a certain time, but I need to have something in my hands, and also I love to smell the pages and so on. And yeah, it's something I need to have on my table, or on my something I need to look forward to when I'm coming home once I see the cover. Really interesting. I never got to talk to a translator of Murakami's works. So, thumbs up. Yes, collecting books is really a joy. Let me stretch this out again. So, my Murakami books have a special place over here. And I still have a lot of books, not from Murakami, but I still have a lot of books in a closed room, and I didn't pack them out since I have been moving. So coming back to Blind Willow, Sleeping Woman, as I said, this will be an interview, and this will be part of the podcast. So this is going to be the third episode of Convo on the Shore. The second one will be released by the end of this month, and I will have a guest in the second episode as well. Will be my dear friend Samuel. He's the guy who voiced Kafka Tamura in the Kafka on the Shore documentary. So this will be very interesting again, because he hasn't read Kafka on the Shore yet, and we are going to talk about how how the character of Kafka appeals on him, and then we can compare his imaginations and what the actual fact of the book is. Because of some amazing Russian readers, I enjoyed listening to many Murakami audiobooks. So actually not ebooks, but audiobooks were very enjoyable for me. Cool. What's your favorite Murakami short story? Mine is Super Frog Saves Tokyo. Well, maybe we can use this opportunity to reveal something I have teased in one of my former videos. I thought I wait with the information, but I think it's a good occasion right now. So the strange thing is that this short story is part of a book I don't really think is good overall. It is contained in first person singular, and it is Charlie Parker Plays Bossa Nova. And this is actually the short story I am doing a short movie of this year. So it will be free to watch on YouTube. I'm almost done with the script. And as I said last time, I will take you into the process of the making of the movie. So we will make casting calls over here. I will let you know who the composer of the music is. And then you can enjoy the film throughout this year. So yeah, Charlie Parker Plays Bossa Nova is my favorite one. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. It doesn't have any special happenings like Super Frog Saves Tokyo, but somehow maybe it's the realistic touch because it is telling the story of a writer who writes fake articles, and this somehow relates to a movie that I have watched, I think, 2 years ago, Shattered Glass, with Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars, and this tells the story of a guy who works at a newspaper and writes fake articles, and this is the same subject in Charlie Parker Plays Bossa Nova. So this is the reason I would like to do a film of it. Of course, it won't be an official film because I don't hold the rights. It will be a fan film with some fan service. I have contained some cool scenes I think that most of our Harukists will like. So let me see what you have written here. I've met Ursula Grefe years ago, the woman who translates the German books. Really nice and interesting person. Lucky you. Lucky you. I really would like to meet her. I think she has a great influence on the German Murakami books. Igor Knyazev, great Russian laud reader. Okay. Then we got Sergei Chonishvili is my favorite. Okay. I'm sorry, I never heard any of these names. I do not know, but Murakami's short stories do not stick to my long-term memory. Yes, same here. Same here. It's in general, this is the problem of short story collections. So if you read 3 or 4 books and each contains at least, let's say, 12 short stories, how should anyone remember it? Love his version of the Wild Sheep Chase. Yeah, okay. Wild Sheep Chase was amazing in his performance. If I learn Russian one day, I will definitely give it a try. And I will ask you guys to provide me the links. Don't you think that it's difficult to make a movie by Murakami? It's difficult to convey a feeling. Yes, but there is a special mood I would like to put on the screen. We already have some movies. I think you have watched them. Let's say Norwegian Wood, which is of a very heavy tone, I think. Then we have Burning, masterpiece, 3 hours masterpiece, and this is made of a short story. And the same stands for Drive My Car. And hands down, one of the best movies I've ever watched. So Drive My Car deserves the Oscar more than any other movie last year. And I think if you have the right story that you can transform into a script, and if you stand behind the story, then you can do it without any problems. That's the reason why I chose Charlie Parker Plays Bossa Nova, because this is something I can create out of my own hands. We won't need too much VFX in this one. It's something I can do, I think, because it is a very grounded story. So it doesn't have any escape to strange worlds or dream-like sequences that you can't put on screen. If it's too dreamlike, I wouldn't touch it because it wouldn't look that good, because I'm not a professional filmmaker. I'm just a filmmaker in my free time. But Charlie Parker Plays Bossa Nova is something really possible. I think she has done 2 events in Cologne because Dumont Publishing Company is in Cologne. Maybe there will be another event for the next book. Yes, she works for Dumont. Dumont is based in Cologne. But I think there is a possibility to meet her in Frankfurt on the book fair, which is in October, and I will try to be there this year. I couldn't attend the exhibition last year, but it's on my schedule, definitely. The mood is a key term here, absolutely, and music is the key also, yes. It's my first time watching your videos. So sorry if the question was already asked. But why are you doing those videos? Just for fun, or is it your profession? I like it. Thank you. It's absolutely fine to ask any question because the channel is not even 1 year old. I have opened it in March 22, so last year. 10 months now. And I like books. I love Murakami. I will explain why. And also I like video editing. So somehow I just wanted to combine these 2 professions. And just talking of Murakami, I discovered him when I was already 30 years old. So almost 5 years ago. So I'm not one of his oldest fans. But he is responsible for a very huge turn in my life because I was escaping from a job I didn't like. I was, stressed all the time. I lost focus on the most beautiful things. I used to read a lot when I was younger, thanks to my mom. She bought me a lot of books. But just, through job and everything, I really lost joy in reading books. And when I turned 30 years old, my family handed me a voucher from my local bookstore. And I said, this time it needs to be something different. So this time I won't buy sci-fi. I won't buy anything related to Star Wars or movies. Let's just give it another try. And I like Japan. And then I stumbled over Killing Commendatore. And after 10 pages, it really hit me. And this was the time when I really started to focus on the beautiful things. And I sucked in all the other books. So after Killing Commendatore, it was Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki, then Kafka on the Shore, then Sputnik Sweetheart. The list is long. Then Norwegian Wood, I guess. Then Novelist as a Vocation. So everything I could get in my hands was sucked in quite quickly. And then I've watched Norwegian Wood, the movie, which I really didn't like. Maybe you don't share my opinion, but I think it is of a too heavy tone. Even if the book is quite bittersweet, it has a sad story, of course, but it is more pessimistic than the book itself, because the book has smiling while crying. Do you know that feeling maybe? But Norwegian Wood as a film didn't transport this mood quite well, I think. Then we had Burning, which was a very good movie, and then we had Drive My Car. And I thought, if not anyone else is transforming his books into videos, I'll do it myself. Of course, not in a very professional manner, but I just wanted to have something on screen. So maybe like the locations of Killing Commendatore or the characters of Kafka on the Shore. And I started a huge research. And it's a combination of stock footage, of my own recordings. I had to find some music. And so I have a very huge joy in creating these videos. And this is why I do it. So mostly I started this channel for myself, but it's even nicer to see if you can share this joy. When I was younger, I was really fond of short stories. As I get older, I think I appreciate bulky novels more. Yep, same here. Same here. Killing Commendatore is full of art, paintings, classical music, literature. Yes. Definitely. Thanks for your explanation. You're welcome. I didn't watch Norwegian Wood, but I'm not sure if I want to watch it. Yeah, you need to find out for yourself. I don't want to influence your review on it. This is my personal opinion. You know, I love movies. I am generally optimistic if someone tries to transform a book into a film. But so one of his very earliest works has been transformed into a Japanese movie. We can share the videos here. Just let me check it out. I think it was. Let me just think of the title. So there's a movie of Tony Takitani. Let's watch the trailer together. Let's drip down here. There's a US trailer. So put that back and then we can watch it. Yeah, that's Tony Takitani. Didn't watch it yet, but it has some good critics. So the critics tend to like it. Before I show you the next movie, let's go through the comments. We got some new over here. Same year, I read him 2010 or 2011 for the first time. And since then, I found a joy in reading books. So I studied a few semesters Asian studies with Japanese as language and literature and so on. Very nice. Where did you study it? Would be interesting to find out. When you read Murakami, you tend to go back to his words and sentences repeatedly. Actually, I did something similar to you, dear Sally. I managed a Facebook fan page about Murakami. Cool. It's not active anymore, but there I used to share some quotes in the Azerbaijani language. It would be cool to see the page, or did you delete it? Because with some difficulties I can understand Azerbaijani because my mother language is Turkish. It's not only Turkish, it's also Arabic. So I grew up trilingual because my parents are from a town in the very south of Turkey, where they used to speak Turkish and Arabic. And then, of course, German, because I was born in Germany. Maybe I can understand it. But I must say, Murakami's greatest movie adaptation for me is All God's Children Can Dance. It is an amazing movie that delivers a strong emotional message at the end. I was shocked at the end. I didn't know that there was a movie. Nice. Need to check this out. I was at Bonn University. Bonn NRW. Very nice, not too far from here. Yes, Hatay. How did you know? I think because I told you it is the south of Turkey. Yes, from Hatay. So let's switch to the next one. There is a movie of Attack on the Bakery from The Elephant Vanishes. Attack on the Bakery. There we go. You can even watch the full movie. So it is a short movie. Has been shot in Japan in 1982. Has a length of 16 minutes. We don't need to watch it in full, but let me just show you a short segment.
「そんなわけで我々は包丁を持ってパン屋に出かけた。パン屋は駅前の商店街の四つ角にあって、パン屋の親父は白髪頭の50過ぎの共産党員だった。我々は手に包丁を持ち、商店街をゆっくりパン屋まで歩いた。真昼の決闘みたいな感じだった。歩くにつれてパンを焼く匂いがだんだん強くなる。そしてその匂いが強くなればなるほど我々の悪への傾斜の度合いも深まっていった。パン屋を襲うことと共産党員を襲うことに我々は興奮し、そしてそれが同時に行われることにヒトラー有限度的な感動を覚えていた。もう午後も遅かったので、パン屋の店内には一人しか客はいなかった。
Yeah, that's so far on Attack on the Bakery. And you can see here that it is a very close adaptation, so they even took passages from the book, so it is not a free interpretation. But it looks like it has been taken from the book directly. And then I think there was a movie about the 100% girl. I saw a girl. She's 100%, I think. Murakami short film. I think the title was A Girl She Is 100% with English subtitles. So you can watch the full movie here as well. And this one has been produced 1 year later, so 1983.
何もしない。すれ違っただけさ。30分でもいいから彼女と話をしてみたいと僕は思う。彼女の身の上を聞いてみたいし、僕の身の上を打ち明けてもみたい。そして何よりも1983年の11月の
So this one is a very artistic, independent film. You can see that they're working a lot with different shots, colors. Yeah. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but overall, really interesting to watch this stuff, just to see how different directors have an different take on Murakami, because I think you can give his books out to 10 people and everyone will tell you something different. Of course, maybe they will share opinions on the quality of the book, but everyone will tell you a different impression he has. Also made some notes of these trailers so I can watch the full movies during the upcoming weeks. Yes, very good idea. Interesting, the technology and social atmosphere of the 80s could be really nice for Murakami stories. I will definitely check them out. Yeah. I just thought about it regarding 1Q84, which is in fact set in the 80s, and the same for Hardboiled Wonderland. Someone just has to take it. Someone maybe in a series, because, for example, 1Q84 is so huge, you can't put it in one single film. So it has at least to be a trilogy or maybe a limited series, 6 to 8 episodes. Some books shouldn't be touched, but I think 1Q84 has this typical hero's journey, villains, special feelings. Just let's take, for example, the Two Moons. If someone is eager to do that, it would be very great. And I am in good hope, because Burning and Drive My Car both had very good reviews. So maybe there is a chance that producers tend to make movies out of his books. Like Godard films. Yes, definitely. Of course. All right, so maybe we can take a further step. My Discord is open. If there's anyone who'd like to join through video or audio, you are gladly invited to tell about yourself and how you discovered Murakami, to have a chat. I read 1Q84. To my surprise, I did not like it, but just know it as I'm realizing that I really need to reread it. I'm sure I will be more careful and attentive this time. I can imagine. But I also understand those people who don't like 1Q84, because if you watch several reviews on YouTube, you will get a lot of negative comments because say edgy. I had my problems as well, because I think that women in this book are described just like as a piece of flesh, and that's something I really can cope with. Even if Aomame is the hero of the book, there are some passages that are almost unreadable, and I understand those people who stopped to reading this book. There are a lot of reviews you can find on YouTube and also on Amazon that say that they don't like the book, and I can really understand that. And this is something I caught myself in double standards, because I loved the book. In the end, it was the story that captivated me, and I couldn't put it aside. But if I rethink, I must say that these passages are not really good. I have to say it like this, and it is a topic that it is often discussed in Murakami's books. And I think we need to cover this in a separate video, because it is a very huge discussion. Only in my third reading of 1Q84, I understood that part about Aomame is the novel which is written by Tengo. Interesting. My impression is that the Two Moons depict Aomame and Tengo, because Aomame, I think you guys know edamame, but Aomame is a little green pea, and Tengo is the regular moon. You can see one moon only, so I think there is a connection between the green moon and Aomame. La Boulangerie de Monco. Never heard about it. I'm sorry. I love it so much I even know some parts by heart. Okay. Let me share the link of the Discord server I have just opened. And you can hop on, and maybe we can talk. So. Oh, I had some disconnections here. Was it my connection or yours? I'm sorry. Here you go. Just click the link and you will be directly invited to my Discord. And we can chat from there. Which provider do you have? So welcome Ibrahim to the Discord. And Stavros as well. So please, guys, you can see the speech channels on the left side. I have opened a channel named Streaming Lounge. So please enter the Streaming Lounge. Also, a very warm welcome to Olga. I'm gonna put on my headphones.
All right. So
I can hear you. Let me just share the screen.
okay.
So can everybody see it, or is there...
Oh, it's black.
It's black. Yeah, I see it as well. Can the others in the chat hear our guest? I think now it is visible, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, welcome. Nice to hear your voice.
Yes. Hello to everybody. Hello, dear Sade.
Dear Ibrahim, thank you for hopping on. Tell us your story.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to Murakami, I cannot hold all of this stuff inside me, so I usually need to lay it off. But I mean, my friends, my family members, all of them know me as a huge Murakami fan. So basically, I'm a kind of ambassador of Murakami in Azerbaijan. So everybody writes to me when it's all about Murakami and stuff. I mean, I'm really very how to say it, precise when it comes to how I started reading Murakami. So I clearly remember as it was like yesterday. So in 2011. A nice audiobook of Murakami in Russian language, which was in English. The title of the book is "South of the Border, West of the Sun," and I was not expecting anything almost, and I gave it a chance, and I started to listen to it, and usually before the sleep, like listening to something and trying to relax. I was a student during that time, a bachelor's degree student, so I was 18, 19 years old, and every young kind of student always has some kind of depression, some kind of spiritual search, and I was listening to every single minute of this audiobook, and I was amazed. I was so surprised about the fact that how a one writer who is a Japanese can describe this internal world of a young person who strives to meet a goal and struggles with it. So he cannot really open up, and he cannot really do some actions. And he's experiencing some spiritual difficulties, let's say. And I was amazed how Murakami put all of those difficulties in fine-grained words that actually, when you read them, you my sleep. I lost my night relaxation, and I listened to the whole book in a very short amount of time. And right after I finished it, I couldn't really I couldn't really shake all the emotional experience that I experienced from that book. I immediately decided to read all other available books, and during that time, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, almost all Murakami books were in Russian language. Only one single book was in Azerbaijani language, which was Norwegian Wood, and I decided to continue with other books, not Norwegian Wood. I read them, I listened to them, and all my other bookworm friends were asking me, why are you reading Murakami? And I was describing them that, I'm very surprised at how with an ordinary situations and ordinary words, a writer can write something so extraordinary. So it's a kind of magical sentences, magical situations, a door to another world, but with the help of the immediately available stuff right under your hands. Like, I was so surprised for getting along with this style of writing. Since that time, I'm always reading Murakami. Since that time, I'm always trying to remember what I'm reading, because of course, after the years pass, you tend to forget some of his is a key here. So someone is asking a question. So Freki is asking a question. What do you think about the Russian translations? I'm very happy with the Russian translations. Very, very satisfied. So there is a translator whose name is Dmitry Koval-Lenin, who actually translates his works directly from Japanese language. He lived in Japan. He worked in Japan. And I can make you assure that I mean, maybe he even makes this text very good for the readers in Russian language. There are some other translators. I don't remember their names precisely, but I must say that all of them are really nice. Russian is not my native language, but I know Russian since my childhood. I never really studied Russian language, but I speak it, and I can tell when quality of a translation is low. But in general, in 85% of the situations or 90%, I'm very satisfied with the translations. maybe I'm not very demanding in this case, especially in the case of Russian language, which is not my native language. But in the Azerbaijani language, for example, in Azerbaijan, where I am from, the translations are not good. I must say. So the translations are usually from not Japanese language, from Russian or English or Turkish. So the translator cannot really deliver the spirit or the soul of the text in that case. That's not the right way to translate, in my opinion. I'm not a professional critic, but that's my main... friends, even they make jokes about this situation, like how I admire Murakami, how I post about every single completion of his books. So I started his books with South of the Border, West of the Sun. I really like some of his books, like Wild Ship Chase and Dance, Dance, Dance. I also recommend Murakami to many of my friends, but of course I'm very careful because some of my friends are not really prone to really what was the word for it? Enjoy his specific style. So that's also very important. I admire his style. So he's number one for me. I'm usually so surprised how symbolic are his books. He uses so many symbols. Every single element has a story behind it. So
yes,
that's these things link me to his style of writing, that's my main impressions that I can share in a very short amount of time.
Thank you for sharing it. Maybe it's interesting to know because you opened the subject of the translations. You have told that in, for example, in Azerbaijan, they don't use the original Japanese version to translate it. This method caused an outrage here in Germany. So
translators from Azerbaijan, from Japanese to Azerbaijani, and vice versa.
Not this issue, but South of the Border, West of the Sun, which was your first Murakami, has been translated from English to German. And we have a literary TV show here in Germany. It's a show running since the 80s right now. So it's a very famous TV show. And when South of the Border, West of the Sun has been released, as said, it has been released from English to German. And one of the critics totally panned the book in the show. She said that it feels like literal fast food. It is written very bad, has a very weak language, and her counterparts in the show, so the host of the show, loved the book in return. As Freaky is writing right now, it was entertaining to watch the clash. It was a real clash. So they were sitting in the show and shouting at each other. The one critic who didn't like the book is a woman, and her counterpart, Marcel Reich-Ranitzky, a really important a critic from Germany who has a very high reputation here. He has passed already, so rest in peace. But he also used to have a very choleric manner. And as Freaky is writing, the counterparts are Helmut Karasek and Reich-Ranitzky. So he defended the book, and same for Karasek. So they defended the book in a very emotional way and prudish, right? And this caused this lady for many years. And afterwards said, "I will leave the show because I can't deal with it." So and after it has been released again, so translated from Japanese to German directly, the critics got much better. And it also had a new title back then. So the first title...
something happened, I guess, some kind of connection disruption.
Yeah, I see OBS had a short lag, but it's online again. So we have a new guest, I think.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Hi. But we have a lot of disconnections. Sorry.
Sorry from my side as well. I think my OBS didn't work very well, but finally I can hear you.
Yes.
So welcome on board.
I don't know how big the delay of the video is now. Or did the video stop now?
Okay. Just a second. I think we have around 10 seconds of delay.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm not sure if you can still hear me.
We can hear you on Discord.
Yeah? Connection was lost again. Okay. Maybe it is because of using Discord. But I can see you now. I didn't have an image before.
Yeah, it's my fault actually. I didn't know that I had to push the button there.
No problem. I'm not sure if our guest is still online. Maybe he has lost connection again. I'm not sure. Let's just wait a second.
I'm still here, but I'm fighting with my my setup.
Okay, no problem. Take your time. We got the whole night.
I guess I have to shut down YouTube. So
okay,
because of the bandwidth.
Okay. But we can hear you well right now, so that seems to work fine.
Lucky us. So first, thank you for your stream and your time and your ideas.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
what else should we do on a Friday evening?
I think we get used to it due to Corona lockdown.
Okay.
It's something very normal now, but I think there's no better time than talking about Murakami. Not talking to Murakami, that would be a great pleasure one day, but talking about Murakami is something very great. So
it's always time about talking about Murakami.
Definitely. So tell us your story.
My story. Murakami was a big number. Always. And that's where I started reading him. And then I bought every book and read all books, and yeah. Since then, he's my hero.
And what is your favorite book?
Kafka. By far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mine as well. It's a great one. Yeah.
But also the I don't know the English name. His autobiography.
Novelist.
What
I'm
talking about when I'm walking. I don't know what's the name.
Yeah. What I talk about when I talk about running. I think yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even that kind of books I really enjoy.
Yeah, his personal books are something special. Did any one of you read Murakami Tea, the T-shirt collection?
Yeah. The only book I didn't read. In German, it's the newest book, I guess.
Yes.
It's the only one I didn't read. until now.
I can recommend it. It's not a ripoff. So people thought that they would buy something for nothing, but it is a cool collection, and it's like because he features also some stories about where he bought the shirts and so on, and it's like just listening to your favorite uncle who is telling you stories. So give it a try. It's a good one.
I will.
Definitely. So is this my Discord, or do we have a fourth guest? I think we have a fourth guest over here as well.
Olga.
Olga, yes. Now I can see it.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. Yes. Welcome.
Actually, it's the first time I use the platform.
Works perfectly.
So, hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Everybody uses his webcam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm searching my laptop.
Yeah.
No problem.
So I also can tell you my story. And
yes, please.
Yeah, my first Murakami's book was that you just have meant what I tell when I tell about running. Yeah, and it was recommended by my husband. He's a runner, and it's the only book he has read, I guess. And so I caught this Murakami spirit, and I have read everything on Russian, and as I said, some novels I have read 3 times or 4 times. For example, 1Q84, I have read it several times, and I also have listened to audiobooks. So yeah, I just like this magic of words. I don't know how to describe it in English. Yeah, but this was the story which I couldn't go to sleep before I finished the book. So as Ibrahim said, so yeah, and now I'm living in Sweden, so I have to use English version of every book, and in my reading club we have chosen Kafka on the Shore. So also I'm trying to read it in English, and I agree that Russian translation was and he catches the meaning, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe better than English translator.
Yeah.
And I saw some interviews with him, and he mentioned, so the translator, he mentioned that they go to Sakhalin with Murakami. They went to Sakhalin with Murakami, and I guess it is seen that Murakami is fan of classic Russian literature. He mentioned Chekhov, he mentioned Dostoevsky, I guess, I don't remember. But they discussed classical literature, classical Russian literature. And I guess Dmitry can take some godness gift from Murakami. So he is writer true, and I guess it is. We can see it in our translation, so we are happy people. And now, I'm reading it in electronic version, and I try to connect Russian meanings to English translation, and books are great. And I guess maybe I can improve my English skills with those literature. So okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing this. That's really interesting to hear because, we mainly focus on the German and English stuff over here. So it's hard to get, if you don't speak any other language, it is hard to get an impression of how Murakami is translated in other markets. For example, if he has the same high standing than he has here. I know he has a very high standing in Turkey. They have released very special covers, and there's also a very professional translator. I think his name was Ali Volkan Erdemir. And so in Turkey he has a very high standing as far as I know. Same for the US, Great Britain. But it's always nice to know how he is performing on other markets. And that's really nice to hear your views on it. Thank you.
But I would like to add something, if it's possible.
Sure.
As I mentioned, I usually read Murakami books in Russian language or listen to them. But once I actually read a Murakami book in Turkish language, and the book was The Colorless Tsukure Tazaki. And I really liked it. Of course, Turkish language is very similar to Azerbaijani language, and we easily can shift when it comes to reading, writing, or speaking. They are not same, and I cannot judge the quality of translation, but everything seemed to me very clear and very literary and high quality translation. I don't remember the name of the translator, but I was very happy to see a recent publication of Murakami during that time when I first read it, and I immediately decided to read it in Turkish, and I saw that even in Turkish it's good, because I had some Turkish fellow student friends, and one of them was also a Murakami reader, and he told me that he did translations of Murakami in Turkish language, and that was a kind of notification for me in order to keep going on in Russian and not reading it in Turkish or similar languages. But I must say that unfortunately, in Azerbaijani language, we have very huge translation issues, and I'm very critical when it comes to Azerbaijani language. I don't know what is the reason behind it. I have some guesses, but at the same time, Murakami is not very, very popular in Azerbaijan. People know him, but unfortunately, again, he was first translated with Norwegian Wood, which is a little bit controversial book of Murakami. So it's not like other of his books, magical and extraordinary atmosphere. And when people read Norwegian Wood, they became very dissatisfied, and they said that, it's not. What kind of style is this? What kind of mindset is this?
Depressive, I guess.
Very.
Yeah. So then we clearly saw that it stopped. The process of translation actually stopped. So nobody translated Murakami into Azerbaijani language, and that was another reason actually we had to continue in foreign languages to read Murakami, because I couldn't help myself after reading that South of the Border and West of the Sun book, and etc. So so far 2 languages, and I read some. I forgot the name of the book of collection, but I had an experience of reading Murakami in English as well. But I don't enjoy reading fiction in English language. I'm an economist. I'm finishing my PhD degree here in Hungary, and my English is kind of very scientific and technical. And when it comes to novels, stories, and stuff, I usually prefer Russian, Turkish, or Azerbaijani language, of course. So this is great. We discussed this translation stuff. I must say that it's a very important thing. So
definitely,
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you also for sharing this, because it's a subject that is disregarded often. It is a very
books from English to Japanese, I guess. So his English is really precise, I guess. So he can express his minds and his ideas really precisely.
As far as I know, he writes in 2 languages at the same time, as far as I know, both
Yes.
English and Japanese. Yeah.
He does. Yeah, that's his technique.
Yeah.
He also translates a lot of books. So I think he's a translator of who was it? Raymond Chandler, I guess. And
Oh
some
yeah,
more.
yeah. So I have opened this author because of Murakami also for myself.
Yeah, same
It
for
al-
me.
So yeah, and when I read Murakami, I have some notes what to read and what to listen because he mentioned a lot of tracks and some books.
Yes. Yeah, he's one of those persons who has invented fan service, I guess. So he's like the Tarantino of movies because Tarantino uses to quote a lot of music and other films in his own films.
Agree.
Yeah, and this is something I really love about his books. So classical music, jazz music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to him, I love jazz now. So
That's cool. I'm not sure if I can hear you. I don't know. Do the others have the same issues?
yeah, we don't hear as well. Yeah.
The picture is crystal clear. It's perfect, but no sound, unfortunately.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah,
now.
we hear now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
I just said you have to look on Spotify. There are a lot of playlists with his music or mentioned music.
Yeah. There's also a live playlist for After Dark. Because After Dark is set in one single night. I don't know. I think most of you have read it because it's quite short.
I've read it.
Yeah. And there's a playlist with all songs from the book. And you can listen to it while reading. And it's almost in real time.
Wow.
So if you type After Dark into Spotify, you will find the playlist. Very cool.
I'll do.
It's very nice, by the way, to have this surround over here. Thank you. I think we can use maybe this possibility to talk about our favorite character. So I really would like to know who your favorite character is from all of his books. If you need to name one, I know it's very difficult, but maybe you have some outstanding character that you really like.
I can say that practically in all his big novels, the main character is his alter ego, as I understood, and I do like parts when where he describes the routine of the life, so his food, his exercises, and they inspire me. So such description, they inspire me to cook or maybe to do some exercises. And you said that in 1Q84, women are, I forgot how do you say it, maybe weak, yeah, but I saw really strong women characters. So the tough and really cool, as I can say, and I was also inspired by her routine. How does she how can she became so strong? And so the character of Aomome is really inspiring for me. I can say it.
Really nice. I liked her as well. I had my problems with the, let's say, intimate and adult passages in this book. So the character itself is very strong. I share this, but there are some passages, let's say the adult passages. I don't want to get blocked on YouTube right now if I use some wrong words, but there are some passages where women are described very, let's say, on surface. It feels like an old man who has some fantasies, has written some stuff about women. I'm not. I don't know how to put it on in the right words, but maybe you understand what I mean.
There are a lot of physiological moments
Yes.
in his books and his description. Maybe that's because I'm the teacher of biology, so I look at such description just like on the physiological description. So I don't feel such description by any ethical moments. Maybe it's only my looking through this. Yeah. So and also I heard that this amount of this plenty of Nobel Prize in Literature. Too many such moments, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you can relate with it.
Yeah, it's a hugely discussed topic when you talk about Murakami. But it's interesting to see how you see it, because you are, as you said, teacher of biology, I think.
So body, it's just a body, and sometimes it's like he really often takes the soul from the body and describes this empty body, and it looks like he doesn't like and doesn't think that it's important how body works. I don't know. But for me it's very natural.
Very interesting take. Yeah, spirit and body separation is something recurring.
I can elaborate on this moment, because one of my kind of friends, so he owns a publishing house in Baku in Azerbaijan, and he mentioned that they do not really want to translate actual Murakami books because of these too much open discussions and descriptions of intimate aspects of humans' life. And he's maybe a little bit right, but still, I think it is just an element. It's just a one piece of puzzle in the big picture that actually we should decode as alongside when we read Murakami books. Too much attention to those details. It was kind of a usual stuff for me nowadays, because we live in 2023 and a lot of things has changed. And I mean, I'm sure many of the readers of Murakami are not small kids. So adults, young people, old people, I mean, aged people, they're going to understand, in my opinion, that these are elements and pieces of puzzles and parts of the writing style of Murakami. And it makes me very intrigued in sometimes, because the book that I mentioned, the Souls of the Border and the West of the Sun, it has such moments, and also Sputnik Sweetheart has such moments. And but it's also a little bit about non-traditional stuff. It was almost the first time for me to read something in that terms. I read that book long time ago, but I never really over-focused on that aspect. But I understand Sputnik Sweetheart is a little bit more than non-traditional stuff. I think cultural reasons and factors are also very important to have these translated versions of Murakami books. So in Eastern countries, it's really tough.
Yep.
Nobody really wants to translate Murakami, so in Azerbaijan, and that may be one reason why we don't see high quality translations.
Possible, yes, possible reason.
Interesting kind of censorship.
Just like The Simpsons in the Middle East, you know, there are some passages with most tavern is censored. It's not a part of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
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 So how about the other characters?
Other characters?
Your favorite characters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For me, for example, Kengo from the story of all God's children can dance. That I would say he's my favorite character, and especially after watching movie, I really liked him and I resembled with him. So he's my favorite. But honestly, it's difficult to choose to pick one character and explain why it is your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit difficult stuff. I mean, for me, for the person who read 15 books of
I guess you have mentioned the tendency. He practically always has a lonely character. He has perfect character, and who else?
Yeah,
perfect woman character.
Yeah, absolutely. His characters are so lonely and usually in a city environment, like urbanistic perspective. Yeah, it's I mean, sometimes I'm very harsh. I say that, oh my god, we read the same things again and again. But still, of course, it's not true.
Give me more, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there's the typical Murakami character, but of course there's the mood of Murakami. So people who are having their daily routines, drink their beer, cook some stuff, and often get sucked into situations they're not familiar with. So often lonely people, and then they meet other people who drag them into situations they don't like.
And jazz bars.
Sorry?
And jazz bars.
And jazz bars, exactly. Yeah.
Jazz bars, cafes, like where the jazz is playing.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, he's the main reason why people listen to jazz, I think.
Yeah. I mean, so the other stuff is everything happens in a so smooth way. Like everything slips right in front of the main character. Like, let's say a woman for a man who is the man. So easily they meet each other. So it's and always the person is very fulfilled, very successful. He doesn't have any problems financially, especially. And Murakami always describes them like this, like, very successful, achieved a lot of things, very smooth,
He even used the phrase "the taste of money" or something else. I remember this phrase. Yeah, and I feel the taste. He tasted the wine. I guess it was in the wild sheep chase. Yeah, and he said the wine was with the taste of money because it was too expensive.
Yeah. That's so typical.
Yeah, that's a good expression.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about my favorite character a few days before, and I've came to the conclusion that it is Nakata.
Nakata?
Yeah.
Who can speak with cats?
He can speak to cats, and I don't know. It's he's so untypical Murakami. I don't know. So, of course, are a huge part of his books, but we never had a person before who can talk to cats, I think. But
I guess Murakami has several cats, maybe.
Yes, he has plenty. And the thing is that Nakata is a very sensitive character, I think, even if he has so much violence in his story. But the thing is that he makes you think about people who are in the same situation as Nakata, that they often tend to lose connection to society. And that's something that make you think about it. And I think there are many people who are touched by him. I don't know, maybe our German guest has seen the video. There is a show on YouTube called Rocket Beans. It is a gaming channel.
Rocket Beans.
Nice, cool. So Rocket Beans is a gaming channel, but they also feature videos with tabletop games, and they also have a book club. And the book club was, I think, a weekly show where two people of the team sat down and talked about books. And they made one special episode about Murakami. And one of the hosts, Simon, who is normally a very cool guy, funny and cool, but not too emotional, was reading the passage of Nakata Uzuka, where he introduced himself and said, "My parents had their problems with my disease and everything." And while reading this, he started to cry in the live show because it made him so sad. I can maybe share it later, because if I open up YouTube right now, I think the stream will crash. But as long as we are in Discord, so maybe we can do it later. Yeah.
I have just read Kafka on the Shore, and I have yesterday I read dialogue between Nakata and his first cat, Otsuka cat, or so on. And it was strange for me because I haven't mentioned it earlier, that Nakata describes his life, and the cat was surprised. But why do you think you are not normal? And why do you think you are stupid? Everyone tells you are stupid, but you can speak with cats.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so maybe such people with some strangers, they are really talented in some other cases, and I guess Murakami shows it in such dialogue. So
Yes.
I haven't mentioned it before.
I just remembered the best scene for me from Kafka on the Shore, when actually the whale of Nakata comes out from his mouth as some kind of white silhouette or something like that.
I
That
remember
was
it.
a very scary scene for me, but I really enjoyed it. It was so interesting for me to read about it, like a whale of a person materializing,
It's
and
like a snail, I guess.
yeah, so that book in 2016, I guess.
And you still remember this picture? Yeah.
That's the case. That's the case with Murakami. I mean, I remember these scenes so vividly. They burn into my memory so brightly, so vividly. They are practically glowing 24/7 in my mind. That's why I love Murakami. And it's not related to our theme today, but the second similar situation is about Viktor Pelevin, who is a Russian writer. I usually use this Murakami and Pelevin together, so those two have very similar style of delivering these moments, but of course they write completely different genres. So that's
Pelevin is more aggressive, I guess.
Yeah, definitely more aggressive.
What's his name?
Viktor Pelevin.
Viktor Pelevin, yes. I mean, these two writers changed the whole world for me as soon as I started to read them, because, and I'm a person who becomes really very easily addicted to this stuff. I start like reading one and I really like, and I keep going on. It's usually this addiction is only about intellectual stuff in my life, so
not bad addiction.
It could be
sometimes
worse.
overwhelming, but it's okay.
Very nice, very nice. So would you think that the Kafka on the Shore movie would work?
Your maybe comments.
You mean a not documentary, yes, but the
from this channel on YouTube.
No, oh yeah, the documentary about Kafka on the Shore. I watched it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, I'm sorry, my connection was very bad again, so I didn't catch the last 10 seconds, I think.
Just want to hear it again, all the positive things about this.
Did you say some positive things?
I haven't seen it, but I really want to.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah?
I was just trying to check if you mean the documentary, not some kind of other movie.
No. I meant if there would be a cinematic movie.
Cinematic.
Cinematic.
Yeah.
Okay. I would be very skeptical about it, to be honest. Kafka on the Shore, I mean, for example, the short story, which is All God's Children Can Dance, it's really, it has some kind of aspect in it. Like, it can be easily converted to a movie. So it doesn't require from a movie maker to have some super talent in order to deliver the unique style of Murakami. But in the case of Kafka on the Shore, it would be very difficult because we read it. We have all of those moments which actually require our own imagination to kick in and spice everything together. So it would be very difficult for me to watch it with all my 100% genuinity. So,
but I guess there is a play in a theater.
I've heard about it.
The show.
Yes.
Have you heard? Yeah, because I haven't heard about movie, but I have heard about play.
Yeah, you can even find some pictures. I think people dressed up as cats.
In which country?
Maybe in England. I don't know. Maybe in Great Britain.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not Russian play. I'm sure.
Maybe I can
find something in France.
Maybe European play.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's in France.
Yeah, in France. Yes.
4 years ago.
That's a pity. We couldn't see it.
Yeah.
There was also a play in Austria last year for The Strange Library. And I think they're going to show it again this year. Unfortunately, I don't think I have time to fly over to Austria, but it looks quite interesting.
You can go by train, I guess.
That's too far again. If I live in South Germany, no problem. But for me, it would be easier to fly to Vienna. Yeah.
For me, it's easier to take a bus to Vienna, but
from Hungary.
Yeah, from Hungary, I guess it's 3 hours, not very long. I visited Vienna twice, so it's enough for me.
Okay,
so
beautiful
we can do
city.
A ride share.
Yeah, share something, but I think.
So they also try to learn about him, read about his works, and my friend, one of my best friends, he is pressurizing me to watch this. I think it's a short movie, Drive My Car. But I haven't watched it yet, but I will definitely watch after tonight's meeting because Salih also mentioned it, and I will watch it. I mean, somehow I'm a little bit skeptical about the short stories of Murakami. I keep my distance a little bit, but I will watch it.
Please watch it. It is a 3-hour movie.
3 hour, really?
Yeah,
a movie for a short.
Yes.
Story.
Oh my God! Okay, that's changed everything because I really like long movies.
So there you are, and it has some great performances. So it really deserved the Oscar, and has such intimate moments. I don't know if the others have watched it.
No, I haven't.
Masterpiece.
But you have said about it today. So it's the second time you mentioned it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So well
Oh, 3
deserved.
hours.
3 hours.
That's great.
Very deep dialogues, and
Great.
it also has this Murakami mood. So once they leave the city and enter the land, the landscape, and check in at the house they need to live in for a few weeks, it's just like you're reading Murakami but on screen. So give it a try.
I think it's available at Amazon streaming.
Yes.
You mean Amazon movie?
Streaming, yes.
Streaming. Oh, it's great if it's available because I have subscribed. I am subscribed on Amazon.
It is even easier because on Amazon you have to pay for it. You have to rent it, but there is a sub-channel called Mubi. You can also book it separately, but Mubi has a 7-day free trial.
Okay.
Yeah, and Mubi is, I think, the best platform to watch Murakami-like movies because they feature a lot of art house and also a lot of Asian movies. So Mubi is something I can recommend to everyone who loves films that share this the same mood, like the Murakami books.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So I think there are plenty of movies we can discuss about, but the books come first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a new comment over here. Hello, everyone. Big love from the Philippines. Hello, hello.
Oh, nice.
What time is it over there?
In the morning.
It's 11 p.m.
Yeah, we almost got 2 hours now. So very, very nice. I'm not sure if I can do it weekly, but I think we can do a routine with the stream maybe every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Murakami lovers have a lot of things to share, so
definitely a lot of things to talk about. I'll edit right now, so maybe the next 2 weeks won't work, but after that we can discuss. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much for sharing your time. Thank you very much for hopping on.
Bringing us together.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
It was really nice to talk to you. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And
we need to gather more people.
Yes.
I was surprised that we are only four guys or 6 guys in the stream.
Yeah, I made some advertising on Facebook and Instagram, but a lot of people liked it, but I'm not sure if they only liked the photo I shared with the link, or maybe it's just the time because
Yeah, it's Friday evening.
Yeah, it's
no. Let's not to be worried because true Murakami lovers will find their way.
Yeah, we are here.
Yeah, let's hope so. Okay.
Talking about priorities.
Yeah, really private club for members only.
Before I forget, there is a new Discord server I can recommend to everyone here. It is called Murakami's Jazz Club. And this is a Discord reading club focusing on Murakami. So they, as far as I understood, they put together a menu just like in a jazz bar. And the first book on the menu is Hear the Wind Sing, because it's his first book. So they share how they read it and then talk about it afterwards. And then they just hop on to the next book. And they don't follow a strict schedule, I think, so everyone can take his time. So if you're looking for Murakami's Jazz Club on Instagram, you will find the link.
Okay.
I can also put it in the Discord. So I think that will be more easy to find. I will do it afterwards. And then you can join the server. Very nice and kind people.
Will do.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. I think we're done for today.
Okay. Thank you very much. It was really nice to meet you all, guys.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
And good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye bye.